Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Big Pop 30 podcast here on YouTube. Tonight, it's a Thursday night. This weekend is, thank you. This weekend is Summerslam, New Jersey. It is the first SummerSlam to have two nights. We're going to have a prediction show. There's a lot of stuff on the card. We have Jelly Roll and Randy Orton going against Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. We got CM Punk going against Gunther. We got John Cena defending his WWE Undisputed Championship against Cody Rhodes. And there's so much stuff to talk about. I look forward to talking with you guys watching and my guys. What's going on, guys? I'm one of your hosts, the Great Grand Slam Pooba. I'm joined with my favorite Mark Wins, the casual, the smartest guy in the room, Rich Kings. And we got Jean Baptiste. Gentlemen, how are you guys?
I need to drink more water.
You gotta drink more water. What about you, Mr. Wins?
Doing all right, doing pretty good. I'm enjoying the summertime.
You gotta love the summertime. I love the summertime. It's fantastic. And Rich Kings, me and you and EZ, he wasn't on here, but we have been doing some content. We have been doing some reviewing like retro retro wrestling. But still, how the heck are you?
Doing great, can't complain.
Listen, gentlemen, I look forward to talking about SummerSlam with you guys. But before we start, we always like to have fun here on the Big Pop 30 podcast. We like to have fun when we talk about wrestling and everything like that, but we also talk about real life. We were talking off air, and we're going to say it on air too, that we, all of us, we're very sorry about your loss, Jean Baptiste. I'm going to give you the floor. This episode is dedicated to Pop, so please, before we do a 10-bell salute to the legend, please take the floor.
Max Butler. What can I say? He met all of you guys. We've been through some times together. Shared a lot of memories. Mark one time got my ass kicked for cursing. That I got to get blamed for it. I don't know how that happened. But at 65 today, Pop finally gave in to a battle against pneumonia and diabetes all in one shot. His lungs were completely gone. And he fought. He was in the hospital for 3 weeks, and he fought with everything he had for those 3 weeks. And when the machine went off in his last-ditch effort, he woke up and said, no, we're not going down this way. I had the honor of being raised by this man. I had the honor of having a lot of memories with this man. He taught me a lot. And whether our relationship was amazing, whether it was rocky, the one thing he's always done was he never turned his back on his son. He loved his kids. And he made sure to always get up every morning, 5 o'clock, come back home at 7 in the evening, took care of his wife, took care of his kids. And for that, not only do you get the utmost respect, but I love you for it. You taught me how to be a man, and you accepted my friends as a part of the family. Even Mark, who for whatever reason, it was my fault he had no respect. With that being said, born 1960, saw his sunset today in 2025. I said we give him a 10-bell salute. We love you, Pop. We will miss you. He is survived by his wife and 2 children and 3 grandchildren. Somewhere he's probably looking down saying why I did this to him. And I'll never be able to answer that question.
I was thinking about him today when he was telling me everything, and I have fond memories of him. He's always been very nice and gentle to me. He's always been very, very kind, welcomed me into his home. And for whatever reason, on top of my head, I was like, I wonder why he said that. Like, why did he Why did he say why you do this to me? And I still don't even remember or don't know why. But thank you for the memory, Pops. Thanks for being so kind to me. Thanks for raising one of my best friends to be the man that he is. And I do say this before we talk about SummerSlam. Life is not guaranteed. Tomorrow's never promised. So I believe that you should tell someone you love them. So, gentlemen, before we start the show, I want you guys to know that you guys are my brothers. I love you for the rest of my life, and I love you guys. And I thank you guys for always supporting and wanting to be. When I had a project and wanted to do something, you guys were involved and stuff like that. So I love you, gents.
Love you too, bro. It's been an honor being part of Big Pop.
Absolutely. I'm not going to hold you. I was waiting for someone to say they love me back because I was sitting there saying, okay, this is awkward. But rest in peace, Pop. This episode is for you. Let's talk about SummerSlam. It is this weekend. And we got one ShaySawyer in the comments. That is another person of the Big Pop. Shay, what's going on? We'll see you this weekend.
Shout out to Cap.
And George, he's fantastic. George gives me a hard time on NXT Tuesday, but I do have something for George before we start.
To JC motherfucking James.
Not the motherfucking part in there. He made sure to throw that in there.
I mean, listen, right now she's killing it. She's the NXT Women's Champion. She has the TNA Knockout Champion. Matter of fact, she should just win the SmackDown Women's Championship. Fuck it. Why not? Like, she should just win that. I don't even care. Like, oh, man, I don't want to see that. Like, I want to see that.
You know what? By all means, Pinocchio Levesque McMahon, make it happen.
Yeah, George is already starting. Boo, JC Jane. We thank you guys in the comments. George, I'm sorry. Crazy Joe, Jack Pack community. Thank you. We're going to try to get the shirts going eventually. But guys, this weekend is SummerSlam. I'm excited about SummerSlam. Now, my only thing here is, I'll be honest with you guys. 2 nights of SummerSlam. I get why they're doing it. They're going to make money over fists, fists over money. Something about a fist and money. I don't know. It's a catchphrase. I get it. So, but as a guy I'll be 37 next month. I'm approaching 40. I got to take naps before I do anything. This is a bit much for me. But, before we start here, SummerSlam. I have fond memories of SummerSlam. We did a review, if I could just do a cheap plug here. We did a review, right? One Rich Kings, right here. We did it was uploaded this week for SummerSlam 2000. We talked about it. It was a great time. So I'm going to give you guys the floor and you guys in the chat. What is your favorite SummerSlam moment or match? I have a few, but I'm going to go with this one as my favorite SummerSlam match. I love Bret the Hitman Hart. I was going to say Bret Hart, but I'm going to go with this match. AJ Styles, John Cena, 2016. That was a classic. Let me paint the picture for you guys. Matter of fact, the 3 of us, Mark Wins and Rich King, we're at a bar. I believe Yep was throwing it. There's a lot of guys, there's a sea of people there, whatever. This is great match going on. And we get towards the end. Let's get towards the end. John Cena is about to hit the AA on AJ Styles. And I don't know if you guys remember, but I do. There was a bunch of grown men groaning, seeing this visual, saying, oh, he's about to do it again. And AJ Styles countered it, hits the Styles Clash, hits the phenomenal forearm, beat this guy clean. And when I saw that, I immediately said, we might have a chance here, AJ, because there was a little bit of fear with him going to WWE. And matter of fact, if I could throw this out here, I'll never forget one of John Cena's promos. John Cena, and I think it was the first encounter. John Cena goes, if you had a hard time against Roman Reigns, image what you're going to do against me. And I said, oh, Alan, I fear for you, bro. I was scared for him. And AJ Styles, 9 years later, first ballot Hall of Famer. And I will sit here and say the match with him and Roman is one of those matches that put him up there. But this match really certified him, in my opinion. But gentlemen, real quick, Shay says that Shawn Michaels was flipping around the ring. That was SummerSlam 2005 against Hogan.
Against Hogan, the oversell.
Yes. And shout out to George. He said he's doing well. He's working for Goodwill, so that's good for him. So congrats there. And I'm not even being funny. That favorite SummerSlam moment, Finn winning is a close second. Yeah, that was a good match too. I think that was 2016. And I thought that was the second match of the night because that was really hard to top AJ Styles and John Cena, in my personal
Was that
opinion.
him versus Seth Rollins that night?
Yeah, that was the same night.
Was that him versus Seth Rollins that night when he beat Seth Rollins?
Yeah, that's when he won the Undisputed Championship. Yeah, it was a good match. Even with Finn, he got hurt.
I'm mad he had to give it up the next night. Yeah, I remember.
Jean Baptiste, you are chatting. So, do you have a favorite SummerSlam moment or match?
You know what? It's too many to think of at the moment, so I'll get back to you on that one.
Rich Canes, you got anything?
Yeah, I got a couple. Like I was thinking about the Rock versus Triple H match in 1998. And I was going to be reviewing something like that. I just was looking at the SummerSlam matches, doing a binge watch, and that was actually pretty good. And then, honestly, when I think about SummerSlam, the tables as the chairs match is always going to be number one. But I'll say a close second below that was going to be the Jeff Hardy and CM Punk match.
That was really good. That ladder match. That was SummerSlam 2009. Yes. Mark Wins, do you have anything?
So, of course, I'm going to piggyback off of AJ Styles beating John Cena at SummerSlam. That was, as a casual, I don't remember like where these matches, what pay-per-views these matches took place. I just remember that trilogy, and like it was a nice, good set of matches that those two had. If I had to pick other than that, once again, and to be fair, I definitely had to look this up because I remember the match, and I was like, was it a SummerSlam match? Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, that last man standing match.
Well, it's your fun. George agrees. With the tractor.
Yes, that match was something else. Like I said, that's just a match I thought of off the top of my head. I'm sure there are other matches that are way better than that, but as far as my favorite is between not between, it's definitely AJ Styles and John Cena, and then that is a close second off the top of my head that I can think of.
We got Jean Baptiste is so unserious in the car driving. We love it here. And also says Seth was pulling out moves he hasn't done in a minute. I love it. Yeah, I don't think he was doing the buckle bomb for a while because I remember he did it this Sting, and maybe he retired it at that point, maybe, and then he just did it again, and you can see why that move. You know what's so funny when you see the buckle bomb? It don't even seem like that much of a deadly move, but yet he's gotten some victims on there. Let's talk about this card here. Give me a second. Let me just put this up here, boys. Give me 1 second. It's pretty small here, but so I put it on my phone so I could see this because I'm not reading this. I absolutely not. So for night one, we got Raquel and Roxanne going against Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair for the Women's Tag Team Championships. We got Gunther defending his heavyweight championship against CM Punk. We got Randy Orton and Jelly Roll going against Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. We have Roman Reigns and Jey Uso taking on Braun and Braun. Tiffany Startton defends her women's championship against Jade Cargill. And Sami Zayn going against Karrion the Cross. And on Sunday, we have Dominic Mysterio defending his Intercontinental Championship against AJ Styles. We have John Cena going against Cody Rhodes for the WWE Universal Championship. Solo Sikoa going against Jacob Fatu. Becky Lynch, Solo Sikoa defends his United States Championship against Jacob Fatu. Becky Lynch defends her Women's Intercontinental Championship against Lyra Valkyria. And we have a triple threat with Naomi, Io Sky, and Rhea Ripley for the WWE World Women's Championship. And added, because it's not on here, this is an outdated one, we're going to have a TLC with 6 tag teams. We're going to talk about it all. I ran these matches here, guys. Is there anything that stands out to you? Well, I'll start with you, Rich Kings.
I'm really interested to see the Gunther versus CM Punk match. You know, I'm pulling for CM Punk to win this match. I don't know if it's actually going to happen. So I actually want to see how this is going to go with that piece. But other than that, you know, I was really interested in Tiffany Startton and Jade Cargill when Naomi was a part of the picture, but now I'm not anymore. So, you know, anything with Naomi, I'm a positive fan of. So I can't wait to see this triple threat match with Naomi, Io, and Rhea.
You know what's funny? at WrestleMania this year, it's pretty much the same participants with the exception of Bianca, Naomi swapping in for Bianca. So, and that match was pretty solid. So let's see. Mark Wins, what do you got here, sir? Is there anything that stands out to you? I swear to God, I just want to make sure you're all right, bro. The way you're staring at me, I'm concerned. Like, is anyone? I'm just waiting for someone to just hit you in the back of the head with a bottle. But is there anything that stands out to you?
We obviously have John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. That's the match. I'm like, that's gonna be interesting. My boy AJ Styles going against Dominic Mysterio. That should be a good match. And then Gunther versus Punk. That's definitely a match I'm looking forward to as well. I hope that Gunther is back. I don't know if that means anything, but I hope Gunther's back.
What about you, Jean Baptiste?
I don't care about John Cena versus Dr. Libations. He can get lost. I don't really care for Roman and Jay versus Braun, even though Roman got his J's taken from him, the ultimate form of disrespect.
It is.
Hey, Gene, wait. Time out.
Oh, this is how we start the show. Let's go.
Roman
what do you got?
Sneakers taken from him?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, it's actually this is actually a real thing. Yes. Bronson Reed. I'm sorry, I'm mixing up my bronze there. Bronson Reed took his shoes and even kissed him. Come here.
That is incredible. Now I'm really interested in that. I'm gonna have to look up the clips on this one. That's hilarious.
Mr. Cat, are you excited about it? He's very excited. Look how excited he is. That's why he's putting his.
I would say the one match I am looking forward to would be probably Charlotte and Alexa Bliss versus Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. I'm looking forward to that.
Charlotte who?
That's the match I'm looking forward to.
Charlotte I see. Why don't we get into the
what happened?
Charlotte who?
Oh, he's asking you.
Oh, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez.
I see why Mark asked this question.
I'll get into it.
We'll get into it. We're gonna get into the call. I just want to get into the chat real quick. That's rude. Roderick, I wanted to highlight this. He said, also, I told you, George, that JC Jane was going to win. See, he's part of the Jane train. So I love this right here. See, Mark knows. Mark knows, like right now. Roderick, I don't even care because boo JC Jane. That's very rude. I thank you, Mark. See, Mark's a man of taste. What we got? George said oh shit. Am I still here? Okay. I thought my internet was acting up. He says he's picking Cody Rhodes. Bronson just jacked his RIs. I think he meant to say his J's, right? We got Shay says, I want Roxanne and Raquel.
I think he meant the retro ones.
Oh, thank you. I'm sorry. I'm not as hip as you. Thank you, sir. Why don't we open to this card? I believe this might be. Why don't we jump into the card? I don't know if this is going to be I think so. Shout out to the executive consultant because he always says this. He says, if Roman's not main event, he's opening the show. So let's assume that this is going to be opening the show. We have Roman Reigns and Jey Uso going against Braun and Braun, the Brawns, the Braunanators. I don't know. I'm going to take the floor here first, and I'll give you guys the floor. And guys in the chat, tell us what your prediction is. I personally think that Braun and Braun should win. I think to really get this faction over and make it like a threat, what better way than to beat Roman Reigns and Jey Uso? Roman is over. Jey is very much over. I think they should get the dub here, but I don't see that being a thing. I think Roman, first off, he got his sneakers stolen. I don't think he's going to lose his sneakers and then lose on Saturday. Absolutely not. That's too much losing. You think Roman's going to accept that? No. What Roman's going to do is get his fists much stronger. Superman punch Bronson Reed into, I don't know, let's just say Al-Qaeda or something like that. I don't know. He's just going to punch him somewhere far, and he's just going to beat him. So I just think Roman and Jey is going over. What about you? We'll start with you, Mark Wentz.
This is hard because, like, on one hand, I was thinking that Braun should win because they do need, like, they're going to need something to make that faction, you know, stick out, especially with the injury to Seth Rollins. But to hear that Roman Reigns lost his sneakers is crazy. I didn't see that coming. So my prediction is that Roman is not going to let that rock. And
No.
Roman's not going to let that rock. I think that I wouldn't be surprised if Braun wins, and I really hope they do. But my prediction is that Roman is not going to let that slide.
So you got Roman and Jay going over.
Roman and Jay going over, yeah.
What about you, Rich Kings? What do you got here, sir?
Yeah, I got Roman and Jay winning this match too. I just don't see. I understand what you're saying with Braun and Braun. Like, we want this match to be over and stuff like that, but the star power just, Roman didn't come back to lose. That's another thing. I don't think you come back to lose at SummerSlam. So, if he's going to get somebody that he's going to try to put over, that's one thing, but I don't know. I did appreciate how Braun Breaker stole Roman's promo on Monday.
Yeah. When he said, "This is my camera and my ring," and see, that's the thing I'm talking about here. Where I think Roman is so over that him losing. Like, is anyone gonna? And I always like to use this as an example. But if Roman lost, is anyone sitting there saying, "Man, this guy's washed"? Like, I don't think anyone's saying that. I don't think that does any harm. And here's the thing: Roman don't even have to get pinned. Jay could eat the pin. And obviously, too, Jay is very over that it doesn't hurt him. I just think that if you really want to get this stable over, and shout out Shay, she was talking about Braun for the win because they need it, especially after losing Seth. I think they would benefit from it more. And the only thing, too, is they could win, but then they would have to follow up because you could win, but then if you don't follow up, look at Austin Theory against John Cena. What was it, 2 years ago at WrestleMania? And he won, and now I don't even know where Austin Theory is. So I'm just saying, I think they would benefit from that. I would like for them to do that. I think it would be different, but I do got Roman and Jay going over. And guys, you're watching the Big Pop Theory podcast. We're going to take over for a minute until Jean Baptiste come back. He'll probably be back in a bit. So we thank you guys for being in the chat. We got I thought I highlight this. It's not Mercedes Monet. No, they're not. They're two different people. LOL, what would your reaction be if Leather Pants was holding two belts? I love our chat because they'll have a conversation. But that's what we like here. We like you guys to have the conversation, and for you guys to join us in the conversation. LOL, WWE to make JC Jane the new. I love this kid's motto. They're just talking with each other. But let us know what you think about this match. So let's get into the next match. We got for the women tag team titles, we have Perez and Raquel going against Bliss and Flair. I'm going to start with you, Mark Wins. I'm going to give you the floor here first. What do you got for this match? Who do you got taking the dub?
You said Perez and Rodriguez are the champions, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm sorry, yes.
That's unfortunate. I think that I feel like they're gonna maintain that momentum with Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. That's what I'm thinking is gonna happen. It just feels like it was something they put together and it's working. It gives Charlotte something to do. It gives Alexa something to do, because otherwise, I know, like, I want to say Alexa has had a couple of, I don't want to say false starts over the past, since she's returned. But, like, she has been, like, trotted out here, and then we don't see her for some time, and then they trot her out here, and then we don't see her for some time. But this is the first time she's, like, getting some consistent action. I think they might let this be – I think they might let her get a run here. So I'm going to say that I think Charlotte and Alexa win this.
Okay. What about you, Rich Kinks?
Yeah, I got Charlotte and Bliss winning this one. I know when we talked about the Women's Evolution match, I was like, yeah, this was a great match. And I just feel it wasn't meant for them to win on there, but they're going to win tonight. Well, not tonight, SummerSlam.
Saturday, yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like they just have this momentum. And listen, Charlotte Flair hasn't had a belt this whole entire year. We're in August. So, well, how long is that going to keep it going, right? So I think that streak ends on August 2nd. And she gets those tag belts. And I think it's good because you have to cash in and when something's going well, right? And the fans seem to be behind Charlotte Flair. The fans seem to be behind Alexa Bliss. So why not? Like, why not?
honestly, I think you gentlemen said some really, really smart things, and I agree with you guys. I just see that. I see that. And to piggyback on what you were saying, Rich Kings, you're right. Like the audience is really behind Alexa and Charlotte. And look, I was never the biggest Charlotte. I'm so sorry. I gotta say Bliss around her. But I've never been the biggest Charlotte fan, but I could always appreciate her work. But I feel like this is like the first time in a long time where the fans are really behind her. Don't you agree with that? Like, I feel like right now this is the most that they've been with her because she came back this year, right? She comes back, wins the Rumble. She's pouring her heart out about how she'd been out for a whole year and she missed this, and the fans seem like they didn't care. But now the fans are embracing this, and good for her. So I agree on cashing in right now. I don't think you can go another month. I think right now is the time to do it. George says, I think he agrees with our pick, but he also says that Judgment Day has been a little stale.
I want to comment
Well,
on that.
Well, it has been stale since Liv has been out. Roxanne Perez has stepped up a lot. I would say that, remember she in the match with Rhea? Yeah. She stepped up a lot. Like, I think, not sure she was in a shadow of Liv Morgan, but I don't think that her talents were fully utilized. And, it came through in that match against Rhea Ripley some months ago. You saw the performance she had in some Women's Evolution. So, I think it looks good for her that Liv isn't around currently right now. So she was kind of like the little bright spot, I think, for me in Judgment Day.
You know what I think? I'm interested in what would have been if Liv didn't get hurt, right? There was so many things where you heard different directions was going to happen, but when she got hurt, they had to scrap that, obviously, because she got hurt. But I do think there was going to be a spot in time. I think there was going to be a time where Roxanne was almost going to dethrone? I think that's the word, right? Dethrone Roxanne. Roxanne was going to dethrone Roxanne, but Roxanne was going to some way dethrone Liv because it was always looking that way. Both girls are trying to get Dom's attention. Shout out to Dom. I don't know, it's the mustache. It's clearly the mustache because they keep giving him chicken fingers. That's great. Like he gets free chicken fingers. Like, I have to pay for that. I'm jealous.
And you got a whole beard, not even.
Oh, no one cares about that. Apparently I've been playing the game wrong. I'm a fool.
I wanted to make a comment about Flair and how the fans are behind her. Are the fans behind her because they're behind Flair, or is it because she's teamed up with Alexa Bliss?
I do think that. So I'm sorry. Ask that question one more time for me. I'm sorry, for my brain, please.
Are the fans behind Charlotte Flair because of Charlotte Flair, where they weren't a couple of months ago, like when you said she came back and she was pouring her heart out and how nobody cared? Are they behind her now because of Flair, or are they behind her now because she's teamed up with Bliss?
It is definitely because she's teamed up with Bliss. It's to help her. It's a smart structure though. It's very, very smart. I think that, and also too, I think it is because of her teaming up with Alexa Bliss, but I do think it's a little bit they are behind Charlotte as well because one, they see the work, and then two, it looked like Charlotte's having a good time. I mean, I think this is like the first time Charlotte's kind of let her guard down in a way where she's a little bit more open compared to before. Like everything was so much business. Does that make sense? Like she now comes off like I feel like because she has been here for so long, now she don't have to worry about her spot because it's cemented. Like, like you get what I'm saying? Like, I think that. I'm sorry. It's like a long-winded thing, but that's kind of what I think.
No, I understand what you're saying, but this is the perfect time to have Jean Baptiste on here because I want to understand why all of a sudden he is, excited about this match when for years this man was like how, oh yeah, Charlotte Flair was shoved down our throats. This is the perfect segment for that, and he's not even here to.
Cool. Well, you know what happened? He's racing Vin Diesel, so I can't blame him for it.
Fair enough. He's got to beat the family and all that.
You got to beat the family. To be honest, I've seen a shift in love for Charlotte because of her outside of WWE. It's very likable, especially when the Unreal show. And I think that's what it is. I think when people got to see more of. So I'm saying Charlotte, but her real name, Ashley, right? And I think when people get to see that, you kind of go like, oh, wow. Like, you're very likable. You know, I'm hoping that this all makes sense here. It's like you get to see the real person, and I think when you see that, and it translates to people, you go like, oh, that's this person's pretty cool. With that, let's move to the next match. We have geez, I'm sorry, I hit my computer. We have this Sami Zayn going against Karrion the Cross. So this is interesting. I don't read a lot of dirt sheets and all that stuff. That's just not my thing anymore these days and stuff like that, right? Like, but you hear the stuff about Karrion Kross's contract is coming up, and I don't know if he renewed it. I don't know any of this stuff. I have no sources or anything like that. I am just a fan and just likes to talk about wrestling, right? Sammy beat him in Saudi. Then Karrion Kross beat him on an episode of Monday Night Raw. Now they're running it back one more time. I want Karrion Kross to win. Like, do I think Sammy's going to win? Yeah, I think Sammy's going to get beat up. Then he's going to say absolutely not, and then he's going to kick him. He's going to hit him with the hula hoop kick. Like, that's in my mind. So my pick is Sammy to win, but I want Karrion Kross to win because I feel like I'm going to talk to you guys here. I personally feel like Karrion has, and I know not everyone likes Karrion and stuff. I totally understand that. But the crowd they're behind him. We want Kross. I think this is the time to kind of get behind that and kind of get behind that machine. I don't know how far it can go, but I'm just in there saying they always talk about listening to the crowd. I think this is a really good opportunity to just go that route. But in my opinion, I think Sami Zayn is getting the dub here. We're going to get into the comments in a minute, but Rich Kings, what do you have here for this?
No, I actually think Karrion Kross is actually going to win this match. I feel like he won Sami Zayn won the last pay-per-view, to your point earlier, right? You're already over, right? So why keep giving somebody that's over these wins? And Sami Zayn hasn't done anything with these wins. He hasn't translated this to another belt since the Intercontinental belt since last year. So what are we doing, really? So I do think that Karrion Kross winning this match and building his momentum, because they have done absolutely nothing with him since he's been here, could be a start to go in the right direction.
All right. After Mark's comments, we're going to get into the comments here because I see you guys. But go ahead. What do you got here, Mr. Wentz? That's not a winner.
Something in my gut is saying that Karrion Kross wins this. I don't know why. I have nothing about it. Something says he wins. I don't know. Because I don't know. I have nothing. I have no dog in this match. I have no idea. I had no idea that this was a thing between Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross. It just popped up and it's like, oh, I guess Karrion's gonna win this. That's all I've got. I've got nothing of substance about this one. I'm ready I'm sorry. I'm ready to go into the comments though, because I've seen some funny ones.
We got Sami Zayn. One ShaySawyer says, "I'm telling you, if they put on a stinker like they did on the last PLE, I'm going to be annoyed." I expected so much from the last Sammy the Cross encounter in Saudi, and they let me down.
Was it that bad of a match?
I barely remember that match. I don't think it was anything. It's gonna happen. Okay, they're just fighting. Keep fighting a good fight, Roger.
No, yes, that comment. I saw that comment, and I was just like, I was like, I'm with it. Like, let her hold 8 belts. I don't know what 8 belts she can hold, but she could probably do that Matt Morgan thing where she had both of the tag team titles at once.
See, thank you, Mark. I do want to highlight. So I did a photo dump today, and I had to get your comment in there because when I shared a picture of her with 2 belts, what did you say? You said them haters are looking real silly right about.
Yeah, the haters are looking crazy.
Thank you. See, this is why this is my lawyer right here.
Like,
I should bring you on the NXT show. So,
like, I think earlier Shay had made a comment talking about how the belt could have went vacant, but instead they gave it to JC, and it's like that comment no longer holds weight because she has 2 belts. Like
2 belt Jane, baby.
Yeah.
We got Sammy got the best win-loss record for a self-proclaimed underdog. That's a damn good. Also, I'm going with Karrion Kross. I hope you guys are right. I would love for Karrion Kross. Roger, they're going to kick you out. I'm not going to kick him out. I like Roger.
Right.
Roderick is a part of the Jack Pack community. And I'm shocked to see Shay become a huge Sami Zayn fan. Shay says it was so dead, Mark. The match was so dead, I swear. So that's all you need to know about that match. Just wait until Blake Monroe gets the George. I don't need your negativity. So we're gonna move on to because George, Ruben Studdard George is getting on my nerve. The absolute nerve of this guy. Let's move to this match here. We have for the I hope because I mixed these titles up. So we have the Women's Championship. We have Tiffany Startton going against Jade Cargill. I'm going to start with you, Rich Kings. I want to give you the floor first. Who do you got going over in this?
For me, I got Jade Cargill winning this match. The momentum, how she's being brought up, they took their time with her. And honestly, for me, Tiffany's run has been kind of lackluster. She's defending the title. She's trying. It's just not good enough. So when something's not good enough, you replace it. And you replace it with a new shiny toy, and that's Jade Cargill. So I think there's no way in hell Tiffany should beat her. But then I've been surprised. I thought that that WrestleMania match with Asuka versus Charlotte Flair, Asuka had no business losing that match. And what happened? A loss to Charlotte. So I don't want to see Tiffany win this this match.
That's all right. You can say that, but you could swear.
Right. But it should be Jade Cargill all the way. The only way Jade Cargill doesn't win this match is if for some reason Naomi comes in and just screws her. Not Naomi or Bianca Belair comes in and screws her over.
Ooh. Mark, you want to take the floor, sir?
Yeah. I do have a question. Tiffany Stratton is a face or a heel? I want to say she's a face, right?
I think she's like 25. I don't know. I don't know what she does. I don't know.
No,
I'm sorry. I don't know what she's ranking. I know, Jack.
No.
She's technically a baby. She's technically a baby face. She's technically a baby face. I don't think she has changed.
Okay. So the win condition for Tiffany Stratton to win against Jade Cargill is Naomi screwed her over. I did see that. I don't remember what exactly I saw. Oh, right. The last match that Jade and Naomi had, where
Evolution.
Bianca was the special guest referee for some reason, and they did have that look, but I guess that's a possibility of Bianca screwing Jade over. I don't see it, but I get it. That's a win condition, and the other win condition is either, like I said, it's either Naomi screwing her over, the possibility of Bianca screwing her over, or Tiffany turning heel mid-match, which I wonder if that would be a thing that would inject some type of excitement into her reign. I don't know, because I think Rich Kane just said how it's been kind of bland. Maybe that her having a heel turn would help that out, but yeah, I don't see how Tiffany wins that. Tiff time is done. Jade Cargill wins.
We got Jade Cargill. Tiffany needs to lose real bad. Jade Cargill. I don't understand why my cat is scratching me. Thank you. Shay, I agree with you. Tiffany Stratton has had a decent run with the WWE Women's Championship. Tiffany has had her time to shine. Nothing shook, so it's time to move to a new champion. Matter of fact, I changed my mind. I want Tiffany to win just so I can see the crash out from everyone on here. Okay. Roderick is about chaos. That's kind of his gig. That's his gimmick. He likes chaos. Yes, George, her run's been okay. To answer the question if she's a face or a heel, she's a face. And there are times, matter of fact, that match with Trish Stratus, I felt like there was moments where she came off a little heelish. So that's why I'm like, I don't know what she is. And sometimes I'm trying to be funny, but I really don't know. Although, please, I need to see the crash out. He wants to see the crash out of the century. Jade versus Naomi at Crown Jewel. Right, because they're going to do champion versus champion, right? LOL, please, Triple H and Sean make Tiffany win so I could see the... So he just wants to see Tiffany win. But I'm with it. I'm with Jade. I think that, look, Tiffany had a moment in the sun, and she did the best job that she could possibly do. But it's just kind of been there. I feel like most of her matches has just been she fought Nia Jax a whole bunch of times. That's why I was really excited to see Nia Jax on NXT, because I was like, cool, now we could get them away from each other. She had a match with Charlotte Flair, and I wasn't really feeling that match personally. And she had a match with Trish Stratus, and it's cool. Are you serious? Don't you embarrass me. He's really doing that. Okay. I'm just gonna go with Jade Cargill. I'm sorry. My cat is very much.
So it actually sounds like she had a half decent run. Those are not like names to sneeze at, low key.
But it's
But
really
Mark,
been
the thing
Nia,
is
but it's
this.
been Nia. Go ahead, please take the floor.
You haven't been watching. So since you haven't been watching, that's enough.
Fair. Fair enough. Fair enough.
He's playing with bottles on the floor. How are you gonna tell me don't talk to him like that? Like, I'm on the air. Don't you embarrass me. Let's get into the very next match. My cat is there. He broke some glass the other day. I honestly thought Stone Cold broke into my house, and he ran from the glass like he didn't cause that kind of trouble, but he's okay if everyone cares about the cat. Let's talk about this match. We have a celebrity match here. Celebrities in wrestling it's been happening for a long period of time. I want to say even before we were born. So we have this. We have Randy Orton, Jelly Roll, Drew McIntyre, and Logan the Paul. I want to take the floor here first here, if I can. So we have this match. I have Randy Orton and Jelly Roll going over. And I want to sit here and tell you guys, I think Jelly Roll is going to have you all fooled. Everyone's kind of concerned about what he's going to do in the ring and how he's going to carry himself. I think Jelly Roll is going to do what is it called? Is it 630? He's going to do like a 650. It's going to be a move with like at least like 4 flips and whatnot, and he's going to stun everybody. He's going to make Bad Bunny go back into training after the stuff that he's going to do here. And honestly, if I'm being honest, he needs to have a finisher called the Jelly Sandwich, because if he don't, what are we doing here? Or a roll of jelly. Come on, it writes itself. But that's the we're really getting this match with Jelly Roll. I just want to go back a little bit here. They had a segment on the Jimmy Kimmel show. I guess Jimmy took the night off. Jelly Roll was hosting. Randy was a guest. Drew McIntyre comes out and he does Drew McIntyre things. He beats up him and Randy go and clash with each other. Logan Paul comes out of nowhere and Jelly Roll chokeslams him through a table. So I just wanted to give you guys that little bit of I don't appreciate when Shay tries to steal my thunder because she just said, let this jam be the first and last match. I like that jam. But I'm gonna give you the floor. Mark Wins, I know how excited you are about this. Matter of fact, I want to quote you here, Mark. We talk about wrestling sometimes, and you said celebrities in wrestling, the game has changed once you had Logan Paul and Bad Bunny, who I think is going to be shown up on Saturday. So I don't even think. Matter of fact, one of my favorite things to do is do a handicap match against Bad Bunny because his ticket prices are so ridiculous. That's what I do in 2K25. I get revenge like that. That's how I settle things. That's what makes me feel good. But Mark Wins, I'm sorry. Please take the floor.
So in my mind, Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre, particularly Drew McIntyre needs a win. Like, he kind of sort of needs a win. I feel like the last time I saw him, he didn't win. And then I feel like the time before that I saw him, he didn't win. And it's like, he kind of sort of needs a win. If he doesn't win, he needs to not get pinned. The worst case scenario is he needs to not eat a pin Saturday night. That can't happen. Like, he's gotta, he needs a reset. Unless he's in his late Chris Jericho era, where Chris Jericho was like, putting people over, eating pins, putting people over. He had no issue with that. But if that's not where Drew McIntyre wants to be right now, he needs to not eat a pin on win, lose, or draw. He needs to not eat a pin. But I do think that I think they're gonna let Jelly Roll and Randy Orton win that. And I do expect to be surprised by Jelly Roll because I think the last time I was on here, I mentioned how like he definitely lost weight, so he's doing something seriously because he lost a lot of weight from like what was that?
Last year,
what was
because
that?
last year I think last year that was when he chokeslammed Austin Theory, and it was a pretty
Right.
damn good chokeslam. But no, I wanted to piggyback on that and give you the floor here, Rich Kings. No, he has been, because I know a lot of people that are funny about celebrity wrestling and stuff like that. I totally understand. But he's been putting in the work. Like, if there was anything positive about it, I appreciate that he's taking this seriously. Like you said, dropped the weight. I've heard he's been training and stuff like that. Was this a match that I asked for? Absolutely not. But I do appreciate that he's like, hey, if I'm going to get in here, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this right. So I appreciate that very much. Rich Kings, please take the floor. What do you got here?
Yeah, I think this might be this is the least match I'm looking forward to, period. Like, not interested at all. There's no way Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul should lose this match. Do I think that Jade Rhodes will come out there and wrestle? I do think he's going to put some moves together. It's going to be good. He's not going to be sloppy. I do think with the celebrities that we have put in the ring in the Triple H era, minus Travis Scott, have done a serviceable job. Has done a serviceable job. Like, they've been making moves and they are looking like wrestlers. Like, I think it goes back to the Ronda Rousey whole ordeal when she first came out, right? So in the Hurricane Angle, when they first had that match, and fast forward back to this right now, even how Logan Paul is just taking over, I don't think that there's a space, I would say, for Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre to lose. Especially Logan Paul. Like, how many matches are he gonna lose in a row? What has he done since he won the belt? Like, he lost the belt, and then what?
Yeah.
Oh, he beat. If I can answer that, he beat AJ Styles. After that, I can't really answer that. He beat AJ Styles at WrestleMania.
Yeah, he sure did.
Yeah, he did. I mean, that's not the.
That's great. I mean, that's a good thing. But when you think about how I think about that match you had with Roman Reigns. Well, okay, he could potentially be the future. Think about, like, what have you done? What happened? Like, I thought he would be a little bit more bigger at this rate than what he is.
What it might be is,
no, please.
What it might be is he might be, not even he, WWE as a whole might be resting on the idea that he is Logan Paul, that he is a superstar that supersedes WWE. Like, his name brings value, so they don't necessarily have to elevate him into like a main event status. Yeah, where it's just like, if we have Logan Paul here, Logan Paul in and of itself is going to put butts in seats, is going to put eyes onto the product. So that might be what it is. But I hear you. Yeah, he kind of sort of needs some wins.
But the bad thing is he has an amazing finisher. He's pretty good in the ring.
He is pretty good. And I think that's why a lot of people kind of get annoyed, because there are people who just do not like him. And then when they see him, they're like, damn, he's good. And he is damn good. Let's get into some of these comments real quick before we get to the other match here. We got Raise Some Hell. Everyone see Mr. Cat Raise Hell. Randy Orton, Jelly Roll for George. Mr. Cat Raise Some Hell. He did, and then he left the room. Like, that's what we do. What are they doing with Drew McIntyre? I'm so sorry. Why he should be in a title match? I'm sure he's eventually going to be in a title match. I think they're just trying to wait for that, right? So right now, right, I look at the title picture. Gunther's going against CM Punk, and I feel like that's the next match we're going to be. I just want to make sure. Yeah, that's the next match we're going to talk about. So you got CM Punk and Gunther, and then SmackDown, John Cena and Cody. We'll talk about it. But I think after the whole John Cena Cody thing, we're going to get there at some point. But I just think they're just trying to find a place for him at the moment. That's all. That's my thought.
I mean, that's cool that you're finding a place for him, but we still got to we still have to make it make sense when
but Drew can win.
Because when we're like, all right, boom, we're gonna make him a title contender. It doesn't make sense to make him a title contender if all everybody remembers him over the past year is he's been losing. He's got to win something.
Yeah, you could do it. You can win a number one contender match that could just shoot him up there right away. There's ways to do that, or you could even have so. I hear you. I totally hear you. Very loud and clear, sir. And good job. I mean, round of applause to Mark Wins. He don't watch wrestling a lot, but I love the conversation, and you bring you want it to make sense. So I have a few scenarios or whatever. He can win a number one contenders in a triple threat or a fatal four-way, whatever. He can win a number one contenders, right? He can also go, let's say Cody wins, right? I think I've revealed my pick. But he could go up to Cody. He's like, okay, well, the last time we faced each other, I beat you. So, like, what's up? And I get where someone could be like, but like he didn't earn it. It's Drew McIntyre. Like, I don't know what to tell you. There's people who just went up to people, and I can understand if people don't like that kind of booking. But there's people who went up and said, yeah, I like to fight for that. Plain simple. I'm sorry. That's kind of how wrestling kind of be sometimes. George liked that, the jelly sandwich. Thank you. I worked very hard on that. I worked on that for 2 weeks. She wants this to be the first and last match between these two. He thought that was really good and said she should win funniest host. She would love for Logan Paul to go on a 7-year losing streak. Jesus Christ. You got Bad Bunny. We got Jacob Fatu.
Is that a true statement?
What?
Jacob Fatu being more over than Logan Paul.
I think so. I really do. I think Logan Paul gets good heel heat, but Jacob Fatu, yeah, no, he gets really, really good. A good reaction. They've been juggling Drew for a minute. The last time he was champ was that silly shit when he won it for a minute.
Yeah.
Last year, the World Heavyweight. Because I was gonna say, when was this? I actually forgot for a minute. Okay. And I think Drew McIntyre will get his time in the sun again. I just sit here and say this. I think Drew McIntyre is in such a great position, right? Once again, with the stuff with Roman, I feel like he's in such a good position where no one's going to sit here and say he's washed. I think that, he can lose some and no one's going to bat an eye. But then when he wins, they'll be like, there he is. But I could also understand, too, at the same time, when it's someone like Drew McIntyre, you want the best for him. Like, he's almost like, it's like certain matches that he's in. I feel like I'm talking on both sides of my mouth, but I feel like there's certain matches that he's in and people go like, he has no business losing that. And I totally understand. I thought he should have won Saturday Night Main Event personally. So I hear you guys. Let's get into this main event here. We have Gunther defended. Matter of fact, can I talk about Gunther? He retired the fraudulent Bill Goldberg, and I am forever grateful for one Gunther. Thank you, Gunther, for getting rid of that scrub known as Bill Goldberg. Bill Goldberg went into this match thinking he was going to beat Gunther, and Gunther just sat there, took the air away from him, even though Goldberg already took the air from himself when he walked to the ring. So good job, Gunther. I appreciate you. We salute you, Gunther. We appreciate you, Gunther. Gunther is my world heavyweight champion. But Gunther goes against CM Punk. CM Punk won a number one contenders match on an episode of Raw. And we're going to get this match. And I look forward to it. I know they've had some house show matches and stuff like that, but I haven't seen it. I've seen clips of it. So to actually see this match is kind of wild to me. And I look forward to it. Who do I got winning this match? CM Punk against Gunther. I'll be honest with you guys. I think we're getting a cash in. I think Seth Rollins is cashing in. I think Seth Rollins, they haven't mentioned him for a few weeks, right? And I think that's designed on purpose. And I think Seth Rollins is going to come in with the fanciest shoes in the world, the glitteriest shoes in the world. It's going to be glittery. And he's going to stomp. Here's the thing with CM Punk. I mean, Seth Rollins, right? Seth Rollins have made it his mission, his life job, whatever word you want to use, to ruin CM Punk's life. So when CM Punk comes close, you hear burn it down. He stomps on his head and he pins him, and Seth Rollins is your new world champion. So I got Seth Rollins winning this. Mark Wins, you seem rather confused. Do you want to take the floor?
Is he not hurt?
I never heard how severe it is. And maybe that don't happen. That's just my prediction.
All right, let me look into this because I remember the match. That was a non-contact injury. Like, he should be out. So for like if they're really going in like that to fake an injury like that just for Seth Rollins to come out of nowhere and win the championship, that is crazy. But the only reason why I don't see that happening is because he's hurt. Otherwise,
okay.
If he wasn't hurt, like for example, if Seth Rollins was involved in the Braun and Braun match some way, somehow, I would totally be on board with that. The only reason why I'm not on board with that is because I'm pretty sure he's hurt. But I'm gonna look into that.
That's super fair, my guy.
Yeah.
But who do you got for this?
I got Gunther. I got Gunther winning. I mean, CM Punk winning wouldn't be a surprise, but I think Gunther is back. Gunther took down Goldberg. He
He
put down the
destroyed
beast.
Goldberg.
He destroyed Goldberg, put down the
Thank you.
beast.
The what?
This should be like, this should put him back,
I
get
get what
them
you're saying.
wheels rolling, and
Mhm.
have him, back on real Gunther time. Like, so I'm and like my hope is that it's a good match where there is some back and forth where CM Punk doesn't back down, but Gunther's not backing down either. Like, I really want a vintage Walter match. Like, obviously it's not going to be the same as it was in NXT UK, but I need WWE to bring some of that into the WWE with him having his belt right now. Like, obviously you got to have a little more production, a little more storytelling in the matches. I understand that, but we got to bring some Walter back into Gunther. So yeah, my pick is Gunther. I hope he wins. Like I said, I can see it going either way, but I hope Gunther wins.
Rich Kings, what do you got here, sir?
Yeah, I'm hoping CM Punk wins, but I don't think CM Punk is actually going to win this match. I do think that when you have a ring general like Gunther, and this is now his second term, I think that you don't cut it too short. It wouldn't make sense. We already saw I would say it was a fairly short run before, but it wasn't serviceable. Now we're seeing him go get some more talented wrestlers and actually him defend the belt. I want to see him continue to do this a little bit longer. I would prefer CM Punk win personally because I think he's been around for a while and he deserves it. But I do feel that it's going to end up being Gunther.
Okay. One ShaySawyer says she's good with whoever wins. The wild card is going to be Seth Rollins. Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed are going to get involved. Triple H is going to swerve us and have Seth. I'm still going to stick with Seth Rollins. I understand that seemed like a pie in the sky kind of thing. But I just think in my head, like, his whole thing is to ruin CM Punk's life. Like, he just really have a disdain for CM Punk, and like why? I just see it. I do. Mm-hmm.
I could see him. I could see him coming in and distracting. I don't know if he
like the severity of the injury, and that's a fair point.
Because there was something I saw. Who was talking about it? Stevie Richards. I watched clips from him sometimes.
Me too. He's really good. He's really good.
Right.
But go ahead. I'm sorry.
He was going over the injury, and he was saying, like, during the match, how when he took the whatever LA Knight's cutter is, I forget what it's called.
The BMF or something like that.
Oh,
BFT.
Yeah.
BFT.
He took it and he didn't sell it the way he usually sells it. He just kind of just dropped. So, like, 99 times out of 100, someone does something like that, they're hurt. But in reviewing the match as well, there was never this. You never saw this. So I understand that. But then at the same time, I don't know. I hear what you're saying. It would be a very, like I said, it would be an incredible, absolutely incredible fake injury storyline, because that's never been done to my knowledge. So, like, to fake a non-contact injury is crazy. But I don't know.
And by the way, I do believe that he's really, really hurt. I believe that was really, really bad. Now, my only thing is the severity and how badly he's hurt. I don't know that much. And I know he mentioned a little bit about it. He was on a podcast. I think he has a show or something like that. But I just don't know the severity of it. So I'm still going to stick with it, but I totally understand about, like, hey, he's hurt and he might need to take some time off, and he might be missing this weekend. So we'll have to wait and see. And also too, to show how he's really, really hurt. Because I do believe he's hurt. But Becky, his wife, put up a clip a few weeks ago. I forget how long ago, the timetable, but he was on crutches. So that's not a good sign, but I'm going to go with Seth somehow getting involved. I'm gonna have Seth going. I have Seth going over, but I've had to keep it between the two. I think Gunther does retain if Seth didn't have it, but I'm going to still stick with Seth. Let's get to night 2 of. Hold on, we got a comment here. Let me move up a little bit. Triple H and George says kayfabe. Seth's injury? No, I think he's really hurt. I don't think he's kayfabing. Let's get into this match. We have, once again, I just want to plug again. Me, Rich Kings, and Easy, we reviewed SummerSlam 2000. 25 years ago was the very first TLC match. And it's so appropriate that they have a TLC match at SummerSlam 25 years later. We have, right here, we have 6 teams. We have DIY, Motor Machine Guns, the White Six, I'm sorry, Drago, I'm so sorry, Andrade Igalo, and God, I'm sorry, there's so many names here. Ray Phoenix, we have Fraxium, and we have the Street Profit. You know what? I want to do this. I want to do this before we talk about this TLC match. There's 6 teams in here. I want to talk about TLC. The very first TLC match was 25 years ago, right? Rich Kings, and there's been so many and whatnot. I want to ask you guys in the chat. I'm so interested in hearing what is your favorite TLC match. I'm going to start first, if that's okay with everybody. I'll give you some time. Mark wins. Rich Kings, I'm pretty sure you have a favorite TLC. I'm going to go with TLC 3. That was the one on the episode of SmackDown. TLC 1 and 2 were really, really dope. TLC 2 was really dope. We had the cameo from Rhino, Lita, and Spike Dudley. And that was cool. That was really, really cool, right? It's, it was the follow-up from the first one. But 3 was so cool because then you had another team in here. It wasn't just Edge and Christian. It wasn't just the Hardys. It wasn't just the Dudleys. You have Jericho and Benoit. And I thought this match was fantastic. It was, they call it the Forgotten TLC in a way. I don't know. There was something special about it. And I think what was so special about this match was all these TLC matches were on either it was on a pay-per-view. And then you tune into SmackDown one day and you're rewarded and be like, hey, we're going to have a TLC match. You're like, whoa, a TLC match on UPN on a Thursday? Let's freaking go. And I thought that match was fun. I might, I kind of want to watch it back at some point, make some time to watch that. But I think that's my favorite TLC match. Rich Kings, do you have one?
I would say the first one was my favorite one. There's so many bumps, so much happening, the action. I just didn't like the ending. But the second one too, I had an appreciation, like you said, like all 3 of those people coming out, just having the interference there was pretty good. But once again, the ending was not favorable. But number one, I mean, the original one was just so. It was ahead of its time, I would say. It was just the angles that we talked about last time, how they were moving around. It was just so good. So I have a different appreciation for the first one. So it's my favorite.
If I could piggyback on what you were saying there, Rich Kings, because you said some really smart things there. I mean, you got to remember, this was something that was so innovative of its time. Like now these days, there's so many different like acrobats and how people jump off ladders and stuff like that, but this was ahead of its time. And for us, this was just like out of the I loved we talked about this we reviewed SummerSlam 2000, and I love the spot that you talked about because I love that spot too, where Jeff Hardy gets ready to do the swan time. You see Bubba Ray go like, oh hell no, and he just rolls out the way. It's so funny. Yeah, if you haven't seen that spot in a long time, please watch that back. But Mark wins. Do you have a favorite TLC match?
Not really. Not because I don't like TLC matches, but because I haven't really watched enough of them to like have a favorite. Like I remember watching the first one, I want to say a couple of years ago, maybe a little bit more than a couple of years ago. I do remember watching it, and that was a cool watch. But as far as like having a favorite, like I don't really have one. Unfortunately, I probably should have.
No, don't be. We always want to include you in the conversation. Mark wins. You do not have to be up. You do not have to apologize. I love the honesty. Well, you're my guy. You're my guy forever, dude. George says I can see the White sick retain 6. I'm sorry, because it's the spelling. It always throws me off. But 6 retaining. 1 ShaySawyer. Miss Sawyer says I want anyone but the spooky people to win. The spooky people being the White 6. This would be match of the weekend. Love it. This match is going to be match of the night. He liked the Hardys, Dudleys, and Edge and Christian. But which one? Like, there was like I am baffled. Just okay. Shay, the White 6 are going to retain. You got Candice LeRae, Nikki Cross, and Beef. Yeah. You know what? They're going to be involved too. I didn't even think about that. Good eye, George. Good eye. Like I said, this is a match is going to steal the show. So I'm going to be honest here. I love TLC matches. I think it's fun. I just think it's a look, I love what SmackDown's doing with their tag team division. I love that. I feel like we were talking about this, Rich King, when we were in Las Vegas, and I was fucking dying because I got sick out there. But like, we were like, hey, why SmackDown not have the tag team out there? Because they obviously put a lot of effort in their tag team, and they should be on the card. And that following Friday, the Friday after WrestleMania, they put on Street Profit, DIY, and Motor Machine Guns in a TLC match, and it was a really good match. I don't know. It's like 6 teams. It just seemed like a bit much for me. And for me, it's just too much. I feel like that ladder match that we went to WrestleMania together last year, right? We were roomies in Philly, and we watched that ladder match. And I think it was like 8 teams, and I don't know. I felt like it was just a bit too much for me. So I'm hoping that I'm surprised and they throw me off, and this match could be something. But I just feel like there's just too many teams in here. But I do want to put the graphic up again so I can look at this the teams in here. I don't think the Y6 are going to retain. I think there's a great opportunity to take the titles off them. Who takes the titles here? Ugh. I'm looking at Street Profits and Motor Machine Guns, but I'm going to say I think DIY steals this, honestly. I think DIY take the tag team gold. Mark Wins, I'm giving you the floor, sir. What do you got?
I think that there's 2 teams that I don't think are going to win. The team with I think the team with Andrade. Yeah, go ahead, do that. The team with Andrade and the team with what was that? What's that name? Fractionation, whoever they are.
No. No, Fractionation.
Fractionation. Fraxium is not there. I don't think those 2 are winning it. So I think it's between DIY, Motor City Machine Guns, Wyatt 6, and Street Profits.
Okay.
Street Profits, I feel like Street Profits are going to get close, but it's going to be no cigar. I feel like Motor City Machine Guns are going to get close, but DIY is going to be too busy trying to not let them win that they're going to lose, and then it's just going to be the Wyatt 6 retaining for some reason. I think that's what's going to happen. I don't know why that whole storyline went in my head just now, but I think that's what's going to happen.
Well, listen, Mark.
I think the Wyatt 6 retains.
Listen, we appreciate the breakdown. That's what we're here to do on the Big Pop Theory podcast, is have breakdowns and give thoughts. So I love that you broke that down very much. So you got the Y6 retaining. I got DIY. Rich Kings is sitting here patiently waiting because he's thinking of something. He's trying to outthink, but you can't outthink me because I'm the wrestling guru here. But Rich Kings, please take the floor.
No, I kind of agree with you a lot. Like, there's too many teams in this. It's too hectic. There's too many. It's almost makes no sense why, like, the Wyatt 6 will win. Like, I think they would win, honestly. If I'm giving my honest opinion, I think they will win. But my next best team to win this would be Faxion. I do think that they would actually win this match. I think when you think about the high flying and the innovative match, this is right up their alley. And I think when you think about TLC matches and think about these kind of pay-per-view matches, there's always some team that you're not even thinking is going to end up winning this damn match and end up winning the damn match. So I think it's going to be them. If not them, the Wyatt 6. I would love to see the Street Profits win, but they just lost the belts, obviously, to this team. So I don't see them coming back and winning. But I do think that there's going to be some good spots. I can see why everybody's saying it's been the match of the night. But for me, it can't be the match of the night because there's almost 3 matches in one. It's chaotic. And one thing I don't like is chaos in the wrestling ring, unless it's something else. But yes.
Well, you know what's funny? I feel like you know how we just all I feel like I don't know if you felt this way too, Mark, but me and Rich King were saying there's too many teams and just too much going on here. It reminds me of, and I think you appreciate this, Mark, when you play Super Smash Bros. And you put 8 players on the thing. That is too much for me. I can't do it. I immediately get overwhelmed. My anxiety kicks in. I just can't do it. I can't.
8 characters in Smash definitely limits my
chances.
Not just my chances, but my character pool. There's certain characters I just won't play if there's 8 people on the field because it is really hard to lose track of what's going on. And I imagine that with 12 people in the ring, 12 people in the ring, not even counting, I don't know if anybody's going to like try and interfere or anything like that. Yeah, it can get hectic. I remember that ladder match we're talking about. That was the match that it was the Miz that got pinned, right?
No, you're talking about Finn.
Oh yeah, Finn got pinned. Right.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Miz-
R-Truth pinned him in a ladder match. Yes.
Right. And that match, I think that match had its moments or whatever, because
Yeah.
but it was just a ladder. But now we're definitely going to have tables, and we're definitely going to have chairs, and we're definitely have 2 more teams in it. It's gonna go crazy. I think everybody's like it's gonna be match of the night. It could also be a dud. And I think there's no gray area there. I think it's either gonna be it's very little gray area. It's either gonna be match of the night, second match of the night, or an absolute dud, because there's just too much going on.
Yeah. I want to highlight George. Thank you for being out here with us, George. He said SmackDown does have a solid SmackDown tag team division. I'm like, bro, I totally agree. And I feel like this is their way of just showcasing that we have all these teams. But I just think there's no need for that. I think I don't mean to be like this, old guy yelling at the cloud, but like Rich Canes, could you imagine if like back then we had the Hardys, the Dudleys, Edge and Christian, APA, Too Cool, Steve Blackman and Al Snow, and
it just doesn't belong. I think it's one thing for playing a video game, right? So SmackDown 4 has something similar to this, right? When we were playing, and it's like, all right, great. But it was just us fooling around, and then it's like whoever gets the belt gets the belt. Because there's plenty of times where I felt like we all could have won that championship.
We just wanted to cause chaos.
That's all it was. But this is real life. I think they actually want to win the belt. Life. So I don't see there's a place for this.
I don't know why that's so funny. We said this is real life. Like, what's the simulation here, right? Like, I don't know. There's something funny about it. But George says like Andrade. I wanted to highlight him. He said Andrade and Rey Fenix are the wild card. Look, there's any teams right here. I don't think the Y6 they could damn well retain. So it's going to be interesting to see what SummerSlam Sunday looks like and what this match looks like. So, and hopefully it's a really, really good match. I don't pray for it to be an awful match. I'm just like, man, there's just too much going on. And, I start hyperventilating and I'm just saying what's going on here. But hopefully this match ends up being a lot like, hopefully I'm surprised is what I'm saying. Okay, let's get into this match here. We have for the Intercontinental Championship, we have Dominic Mysterio, don't touch my nuggets, going against AJ Styles. Or I am, what was it? You are, I am.
Get ready to fly.
I am. It's funny. He was on the Chris Van Vliet show and he said, nah, I'm not coming back to that song. If I go to TNA, I'm not coming out to that. He came out to that bad boy on SummerSlam. And I got hype. And when you heard Get Ready to Fly, and you're like, let's go. I know he was disappointed that he didn't do anything like Russell or anything like that, but it was dope to see him in the TNA ring because, God, what was it, 11 years? And man, oh man, like when AJ said this is the house that AJ Styles built, I said, I believe you. Unlike when he said that on SmackDown, he said, this is the house AJ Styles built. I said, no. AJ, you're Charleston. Like is that how you say it? I want to make sure I got that right. But this match, I'm going to give you the floor here first, Rich Kings. Dominic Mysterio defending the Intercontinental Championship against AJ Styles. And look, I'm with you, George. I see you in the chat, but what do you got, Rich Kings? Please.
I got Dominic Mysterio retaining and winning this match. I do think that there's something about him going back and forth with the AAA group and the underground wrestling, whatever it's called, like the Latino wrestling. Yeah, it is AAA, right? Yeah. So him going back and forth, I think him with that belt holds her nostalgia, helps like bring visibility to everything for everybody. So I do think that there's a reason why he still has that belt, but I think he's actually, he's kind of warmed up to me. I think he's got a little bit better. He is just a pest. But I think what we will see is I think this might be a really good match because AJ Styles obviously is probably chef's kiss for wrestlers in the ring, right? I think he can bring up more for Dominic Mysterio, for a version of Dominic that we have not seen yet. So I'm kind of looking forward to see how Dominic matches up with AJ Styles here. I would hope there's no Judgment Day interferences or nothing like that. I just want to see a good quality match, but I do think Dom does take this match though.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you, George. I saw in the comments he says, "Man, I really want AJ. I would love for AJ, but AJ is at the point. So he's 48 years old. He said he's going to retire when he hits 50. AJ Styles is a made man. Him losing to Dominic Mysterio is nothing. The only thing it could do is help Dominic Mysterio to have that underneath your. I mean, Dominic Mysterio has beaten AJ before anyway. He has done it, but you beat AJ Styles. There's nothing to sneeze at, right? So I got Dominic Mysterio going over. I think that they're gonna have a pretty solid match. You said, "Oh, you wouldn't like for Judgment Day." Judgment Day is gonna interfere. Like, there's gonna be some Judgment Day interference. Like, that's kind of the MO where they just, interfere and stuff like that. So those are my 2 cents. Mark wins. Please take the floor.
I would love for AJ Styles to get this win, but I don't see it happening. Dominic wins. I do think that it'll be dope for Judgment Day to interfere at a proper time, like after a match happens. It'll because it, like you said, it helps
Dominic.
It also, quote unquote, protects AJ Styles. Not that AJ Styles needs any protecting. Like you said, he's a made man. He's going to retire in 2 years. It's because AJ Styles is not in a situation like a Drew McIntyre where he needs to win. He absolutely doesn't need to win. I just realized he's been in WWE for almost 10 years now.
Yeah, next year makes 10. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's good. He's chilling, and I'm pretty sure. And then if TNA ever decides to make their Hall of Fame a real thing, he can finally get into that. I'm sure that he'll have if he wants a backstage presence or a backstage production presence or whatever in WWE, he can have that too. He's good. He's chilling. I would love, and hopefully, theoretically, he gets one more run. I would love that for him to get one more run. I don't know when we started, how we started, who gets who gets who gets beat up in the process. But I would love for one more run, but I don't think that run starts. I would love for it to start at SummerSlam, but I don't think it starts at SummerSlam. I think Dominic wins. And besides, Dominic, to my knowledge, has a little bit of more than a little bit of momentum. I think he continues with that momentum. And yeah, unfortunately, with a bias, Dominic wins, but nothing crazy. It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, and I mean, you was talking about that. I mean, there's a story to tell for AJ Styles when that time does come up. I don't mean the fantasy book here and and stuff like that, but when he gets close to retiring and stuff, and he's like, "Hey, this is it, guys." I can see him winning the championship one more time, and he don't need to have the championship because like sometimes when you say they win the championship, they're like, "Oh, so what? You want to hold it for a whole year?" Like if I had the pen, sure, but you don't even have to do that because once again, AJ Styles is a made man. No one's gonna. I'll always use this as a catchphrase. No one's saying AJ Styles is washed. Like and if you do say that, you need to like turn off the gas in the house. Let's move on to the very next match here. We have a triple threat for the Women's World Championship. Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and Naomi. How did we get here? Well, Rhea Ripley and Io Sky was having a match. And as they were having a match, Naomi said, absolutely not. Cashed in her money in the bank and won the championship. Now, I love that moment for her, but it threw me off because I expected her to cash in on Jade and Tiffany's match. That was the thought process. And they did a whole swerve here. And I thought the swerve was fine. It wasn't like a swerve. And because sometimes they could swerve, and this is just in wrestling. Sometimes they could swerve, and you're like, wow, that was awful. But I love this for Naomi. Naomi has been doing a fantastic job with her character. She keeps saying proceed with caution. It seemed like the crowd is getting behind her a little bit with that. And she has this very evil laugh. She goes, I love that for Naomi. She's doing great stuff here. Who do I got for this match? I got Naomi retaining this championship because I believe she's going to be defending that Women's World Championship against Stephanie Vaquer at Clash at Clash at Paris. I got Naomi going over here. What about you, Mark Wentz?
Yeah, I got Naomi winning. I think Naomi's gonna I didn't see how she won. I was just like, one day I was looking and I was like, oh snap, she has a belt. And I was like, then I remembered that she had won the Money in the Bank. I feel like she's gonna have some type of slime ball win because she is a heel. And I do think that slime ball wins are kind of sort of underneath Naomi in terms of like what she can do in the ring, but this is a character right now, so I'm with it. I think she's gonna get a nice little slime ball win and she's gonna retain. And especially because I'm pretty sure Rhea and Io are still, oh, I'm this and I'm better than you and I'm better than you. Da, 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 da. I'm pretty sure that's still happening in some way, shape, or form. And Naomi's just going to be like, yeah, you guys continue to battle about that while I leave with the championship. So, yeah, I think Naomi wins.
Rich Kings, take the floor, sir. What do you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna make this unanimous that Naomi does win this match. I don't see there's a way that she loses. I mean, she's just like, to your point, like when she cashed in, I think like 80% of the crowd was behind her, like, yes, like thank you, congratulations. And then like what she's been doing with this belt is good, right? So the things that she does on social media is like, I should sell Io Sky's side pieces on eBay. I should do this. There was a point where she came out to the fans and like to get all the wrestling gear, like, where's my gear? Where's my merch? And just throwing people's stuff around. Like, I think with that stuff that she's doing right now, she's bringing so much attention. And I think it's actually the attention that Raw actually needed, to be honest with you, that Raw Women's Division needed. Because they were kind of like, nah, they're good wrestlers, like, whatever. But there's no, like, character, right? Like, Becky is doing her thing with Lila and Bailey's over there doing back and forth. But if you take that out of it, like, what character is really there? So for her to lose that match and not, just not be the championship would make zero sense to me. I think that there's going to be that point where, to Mark point, that they're going to be face each other, Io and Rhea, and then she'll come in and hit her move and 1, 2, 3, still the win.
We got Ben Gay Chris. He says, hello everybody. What's going on, Chris?
What's the word?
He says
executive consultant.
Yeah, we'll be seeing him this weekend. He'll be out here Friday. We're going to go to an HOG show. And then Saturday, we're going to go to Yep for a review and do karaoke. So look forward to seeing the executive one. George says, what if WWE swerve us and have Rhea Ripley wins? I mean, look, if she wins, you're going to have a great match between her and Stephanie Vaquer. But I don't think they want to go that route yet. I think they want to save that. So if they do it, you get a good match out of that. But I don't think that's going to be a thing. We got George. He says if Naomi wins at SummerSlam, then she drops the title to Stephanie Vaquer at Clash. That's looking like the play because they really like Stephanie Vaquer. But I guess for me, I see that happening. But then I'm like, I mean, she wouldn't be the first person to win the title so quickly, So I'm just saying, like, hey, did they want to do that so fast? But I don't know. I want to wait until we get there. I don't know if you gentlemen had any thoughts about that before we move to the next match.
I mean, I do remember, like, even when when JC James smoked her, I remember, like,
oh yes, thank you, absolutely. You heard that, George?
when JC James smoked her, and then she ended up going up to the main show. I remember, hearing that that basically WWE wanted her to start at Raw and or SmackDown, but she wanted to, just get her footing in NXT. So it's possible that it's possible she might get the title real quick, but not against Naomi.
I hear you. Yeah, no, I get you. Well, you said like they called her up, but honestly, if we're being quite frank, I think Stephanie left NXT because after being smoked by JC, I wouldn't want to go back there either after being beat, dominated, and destroyed like that. I'm unbiased. That's all.
And it was didn't she lose clean too?
Who? Stephanie,
yeah, she lost clean, right?
As clean as a Febreze sheet.
This is what I don't understand with the JC Jane hate. I don't get it. Like, JC Jane has a whole 2 other people behind her, and she just beat it no problem. Like, you got to respect things like that. You got to respect stuff like that. I remember, I'm going on a little tangent, but I remember like Kurt Angle in 2008. Kurt Angle was in 2008. It was either 2008 or 2009. Whenever the main event Mafia was a thing, and he had a match against Matt Morgan. In this match, you can feel Booker T or Kevin Nash or somebody coming down to interfere. No, that's not what happened. They had a really good match, and Kurt Angle won that straight, and it was an intense match, and he loved it. So like you got to respect when a heel gets a clean win over somebody.
Thank you.
Respect it. All right, George.
George is just making stuff up now. Now George is the gas is definitely kicking in here because he said Fallen Hell he helped JC James. I didn't see any of that. Yeah, just step outside, George. Let's talk about this cage match. It's going to be a cage match. We got 2 more matches down, guys. I know it's been a long night, so thank you guys for staying with us. And thank you guys for staying with us, talking about my panel here, Mark Wins and Rich Kings. Let's talk about it. We have a cage match here. Solo Sikoa defending his United States Championship against Jacob Fatu. I'll make it real quick here. I got Jacob Fatu winning his United States Championship back. I do want to sit here and say, I am so sorry, Solo, that I did not appreciate your humor, and it took me so long because Solo Sikoa is just a funny man. There's a video, and I didn't put it in here, so forgive me, but there's one where he laughs into the mic, and he said, "Woo!" It's like he's the worst supervillain I've ever seen in my life. He just comes off like he could put a stick of TNT on the ground and he would step on it for some weird reason. Solo Sikoa is freaking hilarious. I just wanted to throw it out there, and it's my fault that I did not recognize his game. I love that he is getting the love that he deserves. I see that in the crowd. Matter of fact, I saw this really, really funny video where people like try to work him up on purpose so he can say something silly and make him laugh. So I just want to say Solo is dope. But Jacob is going to be the one to take the title. Jacob is they clearly like Jacob a lot, and he's someone who's going to help structure WWE in the next few years. So Jacob Fatu gets the win here. Rich Kings, I'm giving you the floor. What do you got here, bud?
Yeah, Harry, you're saying everything you're saying. I just think Solo actually wins this match. Okay. You know, he brings. I think that we've seen in cage matches, outsiders still getting involved somehow or whatever the case may be, but. To your point, Jacob Fatu doesn't really need this belt. I can see Jacob Fatu becoming the number 1 contender for something and then going on and doing something else. I think Solo, not saying he needs a belt, but what are you going to do with Solo if he loses his match? You're going to put him on SmackDown just to make jokes? Like, we don't want to see another, like another skid. I think him holding this belt is pretty good. And I could see him actually losing the belt down the line to someone like a Carmelo Hayes, so them some kind of push.
Ooh, so, I love that because Carmelo's our guy and we want the best for him. So I do like that. But my only thing there to that, I guess you're saying down the line, meaning Melo can change because I was gonna say right now he's a heel, so you're just saying down the line maybe some changes. Okay, all right, cool. I respect it. So you got Solo retaining.
I do.
Okay, Mr. Wins, what do you got here, bud?
Kind of got to agree with Rich Kings here. I don't see how it happens, but I feel like it happens. I think Solo retains. Jacob definitely is all the way over, but Solo. So to your point about Solo, you sat there and said you apologizing to Solo because you were not familiar with his game. And I think we have to briefly go over the history of Solo Sikoa because
sure.
Like he wasn't so all right, boom. At first, he was overshadowed by Roman Reigns, right? Because, acknowledge. But after that, he didn't it took a little bit for him to like get his whatever it is he wanted to get going. It took him a little bit to get that groove going. So it's not all the way your fault that you didn't recognize his game. Like he recognized his own game as well, and apparently he's coming into his own, which is really good for him. But yeah, to Rich King's point, he loses the belt. Then what? I mean, I guess he loses the belt, and then I guess he gets it back from Jacob Fatu. I don't really know. I know that the Bloodline storyline, probably still has like, I don't know, 3 to 5 more years on it for some reason. But other than
no, you're wrong. It's never gonna stop. It's never gonna stop.
Yeah. So but I don't think that I don't think Jacob loses, but I don't think because of the cage match, and in order for you to beat Jacob Fatu in a cage match, you have to do something crazy to Jacob Fatu to win that cage match, I think he'll be all right if he loses said cage match. Solo kind of sort of needs to win. Otherwise, I don't know what you do with him.
We got George. He says Jacob Fatu takes the win here. He says, I hate you, Solo. They shouldn't have taken the title off of Jacob Fatu. I mean, they had to keep the story going. I think if Jacob had defeated Solo, then what are we doing here anymore? Like, what so you have to do that. Sometimes you have to extend the story. I don't think this was meant to be a long run anyway. So, yeah, I just wanted to put my 2 cents in. And then we got Solo will get his rematch if he loses. The next match here, let's talk about this. We have for the Women's Intercontinental Championship, we have Becky Lynch defending her Women's Intercontinental Championship against Lyra Valkyria. If Becky wins, Lyra can never get a shot at the Women's Intercontinental Championship. And I want to say as long as Becky Lynch is the champ. So they've ran it back a few times. They had a match at Backlash. They had a match at I'm trying to think where she won it at. Backlash. There was another pay-per-view. And then Becky won a triple threat. I'm sorry, there was a pay-per-view in between. Oh, I think it was at a Saudi show, I want to say. Anyway, Becky won the title from Lyra. There was a part where she won it, and then they had that triple threat. So they've been going back and forth for a while. I feel like the stipulation gives it away. Lyra Valkyria is going to get the win here. She's going to, and listen, this whole thing was a setup to try to get Lyra Valkyria over and, have her chase for the championship. Becky Lynch is a made woman. I think she wanted to help out her fellow Irish woman and help her try to get over. So I got Lyra Valkyria because the stipulation says it all. You want to take the floor, Mark Wentz?
So I've seen this match before. Not this match, but I've seen Becky and Lyra go against each other. I feel like the stipulation was there. Was it if Becky loses, she can't challenge for it anymore? Because I feel like I've heard this stipulation before, so I'm really confused as to how it's happening again.
I want to say there was something like that where Becky couldn't go for the title.
Okay,
Rich Kings is laughing. It was. Oh, you're muted. Please.
Yeah, I think so. I forgot where it was, but I'll get to my point. Go on.
But yeah, I want to say I was gonna say Becky was gonna win this, but I'm gonna defer to you, Great Grand Slam Prover. It makes sense based on everything you were talking about how Becky's helping to put over Lyra. So I'm gonna flip flop on this one, and I think Lyra does win this. I've been convinced.
Okay. Rich Kings, take the floor.
I think Becky wins. Like this is a cute way to put an end to this feud. No more Lyra versus Becky for the belt. Move on. We need someone else to challenge for this belt. It's enough. So I do think Becky wins this match. Lyra, you go feud with Bayley or somebody else, and we'll bring someone else to the table. Let's make it cute and short.
That's an interesting, it's so interesting. So this is so Infinity War. So there's a part in this where I feel so I still stand by what I stand by, but then I'm like, Bayley could just really go do that. That would be so ballsy. So to piggyback on what you're saying, you can have Bayley interfere, do something to cost Lyra. Lyra can't get this champs anymore, and then they can feud, and they can lead into that. But then I'm like, okay, because what does Becky do next though? She has the gold, but I don't think this was for the long run. This wasn't the long drive.
But you could get somebody else a chance, right? There's other women that's on that roster that, like we said before, we haven't seen those personalities come out. So it's really the same people. What can't Kairi Sane or Asuka, somebody else to challenge for this belt? Give us something else. And I know you're saying it's something so Infinity Wars, right? What did Thanos say? You could live with your misfortunes. Where did that lead you? Back to me.
Back to me.
Now, go away.
Okay. And let's get to the main event of this 2-night SummerSlam. We're going to have John Cena defend his WWE Undisputed Universal Championship against Cody Rhodes. This is a street fight. Cody Rhodes forced John Cena to sign the contract, which I don't think that's legal. But it happened. And this was on camera too. Like, I'm surprised John Cena never tried to fight this. I think he was just cool with it. He was like, all right, cool. All right. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Cody Rhodes is winning this. John Cena is not. He's not gonna win this. I viewed it like this. And before we started the show, I felt like me and you were talking. I want to say it was before the show. We were talking Mark wins, and I was like, yeah, no, Cody Rhodes is gonna win, and then John Cena is gonna turn babyface because now it's August, so September, October, November, December. He had 4 months to have his redemption arc, right? And that's gonna happen. I honestly would prefer for him to start his redemption arc because this heel turn has been not good. I'm sorry, it just have not in the beginning. Look, it's so bad that it made me lose my voice. In the beginning, I think there was so much excitement about it, and you're just like, man, this is gonna be this is gonna be cool, right? Like John Cena's turning heel, we're finally getting it, and nothing like. Even now, like when I see John Cena, he does the bare minimum. Rich Kings, we were at WrestleMania together. We had a good jolly time. You said, what did you say, Rich King? You said, I said Las Vegas. You said round 2 next year. I'm saving my money as we speak. But we were there. We saw this match. This match was not good. And they're putting it as a street fight now, I think, just to try to make it a little bit better because that match was not good. You know what? This match is already better because it's a street fight, but you know what I don't need in this match? I don't need to see Travis Scott in my wrestling. I don't need to hear, if I hear Fiend, I might lose it. I might actually just walk out. I might just get up and leave because I don't need that. And there were people trying to tell me like, oh, this is going to be great. We got Travis Scott. Is it? You know, I blew my nose into a tissue. I was more entertained in that than seeing Travis Scott. But I digress. I'm just going through I was very upset, guys. But Cody Rhodes gets the dub here. Rich Kings, take the floor.
In total agreement, I do think that Cody Rhodes probably he turns heel like and to me it's gonna be one of those things where he's been teasing it. He's a little frustrated. Who knows? Maybe him and Rock have a little undercounter deal. Maybe we might get something like that at SummerSlam where the Rock just pops up as like shows him to watch and like come on, off with his head. Like this was meant to be. So I do think that John Cena does lose. I think the part of the redemption tour will be going against like the final boss and all this other stuff. Maybe Rock versus him one more time. Who knows? This is the final time. So who knows? That might lead into something else like that. But I do think that Cody Rhodes should win this match because, to your point, that this heel turn has been very lackluster, and I blame it all on John Cena. I'm pretty sure he is creative on what his character should be. So you created this trash. You turn and be a good guy because this is not working out. There was no thugonomics. There was no kind of like talking to the fans with malice. There was nothing good about this heel turn. Not even an entrance. It was trash.
I just wanted to piggyback on what you said there. So this is what I've always got out of it, and everyone can believe what they want to believe. I believe this personally because I don't think John Cena is that guy. John Cena says he's never like politics and do anything to go for his character. They tell him what to do, and he does it. I blame creative for not having a structured idea. This was something that they should have had in months in advance, honestly. I remember hearing something over the lines of like, yeah, we go week by week. Like, what? Like, there was no structured plan. Like, do you understand like how bad that sounds? Like, this is John Cena, your top babyface, one of your biggest stars in WWE. And you mean to tell me this was not something y'all thought about 3 months in advance? 4 months in advance? I think this is something that should have been thought about months in advance. Maybe even a year. And my only thing I'll say about Cena that was disappointing was when he announced the retirement tour, it came off like, oh, he's going to be here a lot. And obviously he's not here a lot because he's an actor. He's busy. I understand that. Make your money. I'm not even jealous about that. I just thought we were going to see him a little bit more. and we didn't. And there was just so much more that could have been here. I feel like I've seen people use 2K and done better jobs on turning him heel than what the hell we got here. I'd rather him had not turned heel. I'd rather him have gone to the sunset and just been a babyface instead of this, because this was like, if I wanted to see trash, I go to MSG and watch the Knicks. But Mark Wins, take the floor.
So you guys are like, oh, John Cena's heel turn was trash. It didn't do nothing. Da 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 da. He didn't get no new music. He didn't do this. He didn't do that. And I feel like that was the point. I think John Cena wins. I think John Cena wins. He beats Cody Rhodes. I do like the idea of Cody Rhodes turning heel, and then that is what maybe makes Cena turn babyface again. I do like that idea. But if Cody Rhodes doesn't turn heel, I think Cena wins. And I don't, because I remember you were like, oh yeah, it's SummerSlam. He's got to turn to SummerSlam. He's got to go on his redemption arc. Does he need a redemption arc? I don't think he does. His whole beef, everybody was like, so everybody's like his heel turn is shit. It's trash. I feel like that was the point, because his whole thing was, I'm going to ruin wrestling. And that is partially what he's been doing. I almost think it's by design how bad this heel turn has been, because personally I've been enjoying it. I think he's been shit talking the fans. He's been shit talking. His feud is with the WWE universe. It's not with anybody in particular. It's with the WWE universe. He is voicing frustrations. His character is voicing frustrations about how they did this and how I was doing this and you were just sitting on your ass doing nothing. I love it. I have absolutely been enjoying the Cena heel turn. I absolutely want him to retire with the belt. I absolutely want the soft reboot on the title. I want it. I'm so for it. It's like he took my idea, the thing that I wanted Roman to do. He's taking it to the next level, and I hope that WWE has the balls to go all the way through with it. Because at this point, he's ruining wrestling. I'm hearing everybody's like, oh, this heel turn is garbage. It's bad. It's this. It's that. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, that's what he wants to do. And I love it. And like I said, I hope that he really retires with the belt. I if anything, he gets one time to try and chill it out, because I think he has a date at SummerSlam, and then maybe one other date, and then his last match or his last date is in Boston.
Yeah, no, he don't have that many days.
Yeah, so I want Cena to win. I want Cena to take this all the way home. I want him to ruin wrestling, because he's been doing a great job of it, especially based on the opinion of you two.
No, I do think he will retire with the belt. I do think he will retire. I do think he will win the belt in his last match and retire with the belt. But what of this? Like, I know you said earlier that Seth might interfere in Gunther's match, but what if this is all hoax to interfere in this match, and he holds the belt, and then Cena beats him in the end? So I do think, when you think about the SummerSlams, somebody returns.
SummerSlams.
Who's going to return?
Yeah, no, I hear you, and I think so that's possible, right? I think anything in the realms of wrestling is very, very possible. But I just think with Seth, I feel like if Seth is cashing in, he's definitely gonna do it to ruin CM Punk's. But you know what? Naomi's was a whole curveball. So who's to say? There was something that was said. You mentioned about the John Cena and all this stuff. I think what it is it's not even like, oh, he didn't get, like, that stuff didn't bother me so much. It was, I don't know, there was just so much more. Like, he didn't get the music, fine, whatever. He comes out with the black thing. That actually don't bother me. I think that's actually a cool touch, where it just, like, it looked like terrible font and just terrible background and everything like that. That's fine. But I just think there was just so much more. Like, when he said, I'm out here to ruin wrestling, I didn't know it was a shoot. Like, I thought this was a work.
That's the point. What do you say? You say he's doing the bare minimum, and it's like, yes, that's part of the point. He's doing the bare minimum because he's been doing this for 20 5 years.
But honestly, he's been doing the bare minimum for a while, though. Even before he turned heel, like this is nothing new. He was doing the bare minimum for a minute.
But now he's doing the bare minimum as a heel champion, ruining wrestling. It's front and center for everybody to see. I love it. I think it's amazing. I think it's borderline meta the way he's doing this. It's incredible. I really hope that we see this all the way through. I'll say this much. I don't think they'll do it. It wouldn't surprise me if Cody wins. It wouldn't. But my prediction, my choice, John Cena.
You know, I hope that people who because there were people saying and asking and trying to compare this to the heel turn in '96 at Bash at the Beach with Hulk Hogan when he joined the NWO. And as time went on, it was like, how dare you ever compare the two? Because it's not even remotely close. I think even 20 years from now, God willing, still being here, I would sit here and go look at you guys and be like, what the hell was that? But that's the show. I have no energy. John Cena has took my soul. But that's the show. I want to thank you, gentlemen, for joining me in this prediction. I know we went a very long, an hour and 45 minutes. I want to thank you guys in the chat. I want to thank, stop by for a minute or so. We appreciate it. George, you stayed to the end, so thank you. Shout out to Jean Baptiste. He would have loved to have been here. He stepped away, and I'm pretty sure he'll be on for the next prediction show. But with that all said, I always give the floor to my panel. Mark wins. There's a link in the chat to your YouTube, but why don't you talk about that YouTube channel?
Yeah, that YouTube channel is definitely on hiatus because I'm outside, I'm touching grass, I'm enjoying the summer. But like September, October, I'll have content. So what's that? September, October? No, that's November. That's the Survivor Series. So by the time I'm doing a prediction show and or reaction show on Survivor Series, I'll have content to really actually promote on there. But until then, just hang tight. Legend number M. Subscribe if you want. If not, don't worry. I'll make sure you subscribe next time. Well, no, not make sure. That's crazy. But I'll try and convince you to subscribe next time.
I was going to say, damn, what are you, a mafia?
Main event mafia.
The main event. The Mark event. But Rich Kings, where can people find you? I know it's here, but I want you to say it anyway.
Right here on the Big Pop Theory podcast.
Rich Kings, I think this is a good opportunity to plug some things here. We've done 2 reviews on some old school stuff here. 2 weeks ago, we reviewed Invasion. I do want to throw out here real quick because I see people in the comment, and I don't want you to think we're ignoring you. It's just, it's pre-taped. So we can't like comment back at you because it's pre-taped. So if you comment in there, we appreciate it. Give your thoughts about what you think about Invasion. And we also did SummerSlam. It came out this week. It was uploaded yesterday. And we have another one coming up next week. We took a break from recording just to do SummerSlam. But Rich Kings, what are we doing next week?
The King of the Ring 1998.
That should be fun. If I'm correct, that's the one where Undertaker threw McFoley off the cell. So that should be fun to review. You can catch me on the Big Pop Theory podcast and an Unpopular Review. On Unpopular Review, I do the NXT review show where I talk about my champion, the fantastic JC Jane, who is holding both the TNA Knockouts champion and the NXT. She should just go to GCW and take their belt too. I don't even know if they have a women's division, but just take it. I don't even care. I would love. There's supposed to be there's an HOG show tomorrow, and she just shows up. She just wins the belt. I would love that. Like, I don't care. Like, I wrote in the chat once for Unpopular Review. I said, I just want to see her go on SmackDown and win the championship. I don't give a fuck. Like, I would love that. So shout out to JC Jane. But you can catch me on NXT talk about that. I do Geek News as well on Sundays. It's funny. Sundays is a busy day. We should be having an episode 102 for the Big Pop Theory podcast for the audio. And then later in the day, I do Geek News with Cedar Superior. Matter of fact, I got to start getting something together. Because this weekend is going to be very, very busy. And, there's links and stuff like that. So click those links. That's pretty much everything. So we want to thank you for watching. We got just before we leave, Hulk Hogan formed the NWO at Bash Beach. Absolutely. We got Carmen Petrovich did a vlog where she was at Raw. And we got such negative energy here. Blake Monroe, the next NXT Women's Championship book is showing. Honestly, I think JC is going to hold it for like maybe, I don't know. I don't think she's ever, she might never drop it. So I don't know if you'll get what you want. And honestly, in life, you just can't get what you want. So sorry. So with that all said, we kept you guys here long enough. It's 10 o'clock at night. Thank you guys. And tell us your predictions about SummerSlam. What are you looking forward to? And with that all said, are you seriously scratching my cat? Oh, he's scratching the chair. Let's get this lovely picture up. We'll see you guys for the next prediction show and after show.